Well, organizers of the city's big New Year's Eve celebrations are making an announcement at Harborfront Center. Let's listen in live.
10-minute fantastic fireworks display launched from the inner harbor and visible at multiple locations along the waterfront. So, want to fill you in on more about the terrific events right across the waterfront, the viewing locations, the pop-up performances. And to do so, I want to introduce Rachel Fender, the programming supervisor for City Cultural Events. Rachel, over to you.
Thank you so much, Adironke. It's really lovely to be here today with you all as we prepare for one of the city's favorite annual traditions, our New Year's Eve celebration along the waterfront. So this year, we're offering a vibrant, family-friendly way to ring in the new year that's free, accessible, and brings people together through movement, music, and shared experience. Obviously, one of the highlights of the evening will be the 10-minute-long, high-altitude fireworks display that takes place over Toronto's Inner Harbor, viewable across multiple viewing areas, as well as online at the Culture TO YouTube channel, which will include ASL and closed captioning. So whether you want to join us in person at the waterfront or from the coziness of home, we have options for everyone. Here at Harborfront Center, as Adironke mentioned, is our main stage, co-hosted by Mayor Olivia Chow, Michaela Couture, and Jessica Smith. Also, featuring headliner Lou Calla, along with other amazing Canadian bands, Cootie Catcher and Callous Way. This will be in lead up to the fireworks at midnight. After midnight, we invite folks to stick around and dance with DJ Kimmy Wan, who will be spinning until 1 a.m. Also at Harborfront Center, the amazing Winterfest is still happening, so you can experience a DJ skate party, a light maze, light installations, amazing food offerings, and much, much more. Additionally, across the waterfront, we'll have other exceptional programming. So at Sherbourne Commons, we are partnering once again with the Dance Together Festival to provide dance instruction leading up to midnight. So regardless of your experience, you can move and groove into 2026, and then it's a full-on dance party after the fireworks till 1 a.m. with DJ Doomgirl. At Sugar Beach and at Toronto Music Garden, there will be pop-up performances by InCirque, so circus and busker performances. Also at Toronto Music Garden, folks can enjoy a series of short films projected on the Canada Malting Silos, provided courtesy of the NFB. So lots of different amazing experiences at our different designated viewing areas. So those include from west to east, Toronto Music Garden, H2O Park West, Harborfront Center, Harbour Square Park, Sugar Beach, and Sherbourne Common. For folks looking to enjoy the fireworks online or at the waterfront, there are no fireworks at City Hall and Nathan Phillips Square, as has been the case for many years. But you're welcome to go enjoy the skating and the lighting displays until 10 p.m. and then come on down or go home and be cozy and join us to celebrate 2026. Thank you so much. I'll pass it back to Adironke.
Thanks so much, Rachel. That's great. So wanted to just touch on the logistics, so how to get around on New Year's Eve. Yet again, the city is prioritizing safety, but also convenience to ensure that people have a number of options to smoothly and enjoyably get around, get to the experiences they're trying to attend, whether that's down here on the waterfront or at other parts of the city. Public transit is strongly recommended as the preferred option for getting around. The TTC, Go Transit, and Up Express will be offering free service starting at 7 p.m. on December 31st and continuing until 8 a.m. On January 1st. So right up until, the morning, there'll be free service on transit. The TTC subway will also run later than usual. So last trains departing after 2 a.m. The final northbound train on line 1 from Union Station will depart towards Finch Station at 2:31 and 2:27 towards Vaughan Metropolitan Center Station. So a number of options to get out of the downtown core via the subway. After subway service ends, the TTC's Blue Night network will operate overnight bus and streetcar services right across the city. There'll also be special New Year's Eve express buses helping people to get from the waterfront up to Line 2. So from Jarvis Street and Queens Quay East up to Sherburne Station, and from just around the corner from here, Spadina Avenue and Queens Quay West to Bathurst Station. For more details, please check the TTC schedules and routes via the TTC website, ttc.ca. As I mentioned, GO Transit and Up Express will also operate free services during the same period, so from 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. the following morning, with additional overnight services. And for additional information there, please check gotransit.com. Just briefly wanted to touch on our plans for the number of people that will be coming to enjoy, so crowd management, and particularly around Union Station, one of our very busy transit hubs, which we anticipate will be quite busy the evening of New Year's Eve, and particularly following the fireworks. Starting at 12 a.m., customers entering Union Station will only be allowed to access the TTC through the Bay Street entrance just south of Front Street, so via Brookfield Place. And depending on crowd levels, customers may be asked to line up along Bay Street just south of Front before entering the station. That's really to make sure that everything is comfortable for all of those using the station. Staff will be on hand to help to support that, to manage the entry, to provide direction if anybody has any questions. We'll also have lots of volunteers along the waterfront to support. We encourage people who are coming down to enjoy the events along the waterfront to think about other stations that might be available. So other than Union, of course, St. Andrew's Station, Osgood, King and Queen are quite close and accessible. Just noting that King Station is not equipped with elevators for those with mobility and accessibility concerns. In addition to the transit adjustments, so we'll have a number of road closures in place to support pedestrian safety. So key closures will be eastbound along Queens Quay West, Bay Street, south from Front down to Queens Quay West, and again York Street as well, south from Front down to Queens Quay West. These closures will start at 6 p.m. on December 31st and end at about 1 a.m. on January 1st. Just to note that additional closures may be implemented if they're required and will be guided there by the Toronto Police Service. So we really ask everyone to pay attention to the posted signage, listen to those who are providing some direction and support in terms of things that might be changing, allow for extra travel time, and come enjoy, celebrate responsibly, come enjoy the great gathering that's happening in your city. Just a quick note for those celebrating at home, personal fireworks require a permit, and fireworks are not permitted in public parks, beaches, streets, or other public spaces. We encourage residents and visitors to enjoy the city's fireworks display safely from the various designated viewing areas, and Rachel ran through that list, or online. So we are streaming the fireworks, live streaming the fireworks on the city's Culture TO YouTube channel for those watching from home. We really look forward to welcoming everyone to the waterfront or online to help us ring in 2026 together. So on behalf of the City of Toronto, thank you so much for being here today. We wish everyone a safe and happy New Year and a wonderful, fantastic New Year's Eve. So going to open the floor up to questions. And just a reminder, if you could introduce yourself by name and by your outlet.
maybe years past? I know I'm specifically thinking of the report from the 2019 Raptors parade that was in the Star last week, but how do you, from a standpoint of programming, try to encourage people to not just gather here, even if this is where the fun's supposed to be?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. I'll start there with the answer. One of the pieces that we think is terrific about celebrating along the city's terrific waterfront is that we have the opportunity to take advantage of spreading out. There are lots of different offerings for people, from whether we're over at Sherburne Common or right here to the west of us at the Canada Melting Silos. So, and lots of points to enjoy and have a great time in between, whether that's viewing projections, DJ, dance parties, pop-up performances, so lots of different offerings. Yes, we have the concert stage happening at Harborfront, but there's lots for people to take in and take advantage of and enjoy right across the waterfront. One of the pieces that we thought was very important, and one of the reasons that we moved down to the waterfront, is to take advantage of that. And in a great setting where we can have the fireworks viewable from multiple vantage points as well.
I can go again. Okay, I will go again. I know that whether unfairly or not, there has been criticism of the public transit plans in years past, and getting a lot of boisterous, occasionally drunk people home. And they may not necessarily have the most empathy, but how do you, from the standpoint of, you've been asking people potentially to look at other stations and potentially do individual ways of mitigating the problem. Do we need people to do things for like that, or is there more that can be done from the standpoint of planning to move people elsewhere or get them going faster?
I can start, and then Stuart, maybe I'll pass that to you. Just to say, I think one of the pieces that we're very conscious of is lots of people want to come and enjoy New Year's Eve. Whether that's here along the waterfront, there's a big concentration of people that come down, but in other parts of the city as well. I think transit being free is a great gift for people so that they can go out and enjoy. I do think that along the waterfront, we've been mindful of how people are moving, where the potential pinch points might be, so Union Station being an obvious one as a central point where you could access many of the transit options. The other piece is adding those express buses so that helping people to get up to line 2, not everybody needs to follow the subway to go where they're trying to get to. So bringing all those options to bear, I think, is how we're working to disperse people along the waterfront.
Toronto. What about inclement weather? I know we're looking at some pretty bad inclement weather behind us right now, but is there a plan in place if we are going to see some ice rain or some heavy snow come down for the events?
New Year's Eve is going to happen. We have this as a rain or shine event, unless, of course, it's not safe for us to go forward. I think back to the past few years, we've had heavy snow, we've had quite a bit of rain, and we also had quite a few people down here having a great time. So just come dressed for it, come prepared. I'm picking out a new toque today, and we're going ahead unless weather forecasts are such that it's not safe for us to do so.
Is not running 24 hours. This is a night that things do get out of control. Bad weather can happen. We are talking about intoxicated groups, and even being a young person myself, for whatever reason, you lose track of time and you miss things. And I think especially young people, everybody expects them to get home safely, to be able to get home in an efficient way.
Sure.
So why not?
So we actually do run 24 hours. The trains will run an extra hour this year until 2:30. So just going back to Andrew's point earlier about lessons learned, That's certainly one of the lessons learned. We know that in the past few years, that's worked very well to have the trains running a bit later with those extensions at lines 2 and 4, even later than that. So you could conceivably, if you live in Scarborough, for example, you could get that 2:30 train from Union, get to line 2, and still get home by like 3 o'clock or something. So we do, and then if you miss that, we do have the Blue Night service, which runs 24 hours or runs until 8 a.m. when the regular service schedule kicks in. So, you know, it's really about that sort of concentrated effort. The other thing is that we have the 509, 510, and 511 streetcars will run a little later than usual. They'll run until about 3. Then the Blue Night network kicks in. So there's definitely ways to get home, even if you're out beyond the 2:30 last trains.
Specifically not to do 24-hour train service just for that one night, just to, you know, because people want to take the trains, right? They're the fastest way to get you to those kind of outer areas.
Yeah, frankly, it's a matter of demand. I mean, what we see is that after the fireworks and after the events down here, we'll have people going home either through Union or by those express buses that Adirondacke talked about. But the demand then drops off dramatically. It's not like Nuit Blanche where you have people out celebrating and, you know, things at 3 and 4 in the morning. So the demand really drops.
So, okay, I'd like to riff off that, thinking of Nuit Blanche and other, all-night services. I know that oftentimes the argument is that, well, you can't have an all-night subway date like every day because there's maintenance needed. Do you still need a maintenance period even on a night like New Year's Eve for the subway to be up and running for the next morning?
Again, it's really about demand. We can take advantage of those closures, but on a night like New Year's Eve, we're really focused on getting people home. Frankly, if we're running train service and the last trains are getting back to their yards at 3 or 4 in the morning, the train service will start up on January 1st at 8 a.m. again. There's not a lot of time to do maintenance work. It's really just about demand. The demand really drops off, and we'd be running empty trains. It's not to say we won't do it, and it's certainly something that we've thought about. And if the demand continues to be there, we would look at extending that beyond the 2:30 last trains out.
Could you explain the express bus that's running? I think it was from Waterfront to Line 2 again?
Yeah, sure. There are 2 of them. So there's one at Jarvis that runs from Jarvis and Queens Quay up to Sherbourne Station, and the other one is running from Spadina and Queens Quay West up to Bathurst Station. And they're really just designed to help get those people that are spread out right across the waterfront back to their destinations and to relieve some of the pressure at Union. We've worked very closely with the City of Toronto on a plan at Union Station that has people getting in safely and making sure that if we need to, we can keep them out and meter them as they go in. But those buses really help. They're like pressure release valves for all the people that are along the waterfront.
How long will they be running for?
They run until, I want to say 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, no more questions? Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Well, we've been listening to some of the organizers of the city's big New Year's Eve celebrations. They were making an announcement down at the Harbourfront Center, talking about some of the activities and attractions that people can expect, and also touching upon how to get around the city with some updates from TTC officials.